First of all, it should be a shame to all these people that we are so many, we have so much in terms of means. We claim to want to resolve the problem. It's actually simple to resolve, in my opinion, but it never gets resolved for decades. And of Congolese problems, the problems of DRC, before that, Zaire, and so on and so forth, I'm just talking about the problems of the last few decades. I'm not going into 60s, I'm not going into late 50s. No, I'm just talking about the last nearly 30 years now. You would wonder, I'm sure people should be asking themselves, how can these problems that relate to Rwanda, that relate to DRC, that relate to all these groups I'm talking about, that relate to the whole region, that relate to the powerful countries that so much talk about humanitarian crisis and human rights and all kinds of things, and really speak up for wanting to resolve all this. Sit with this kind of a situation and just keep massaging it and blaming everybody else except them for these problems. And it's unfortunate that while I'm saying I've given a short list of parties concerned, countries and so on, but it has become so convenient for long that all problems are put on the shoulders heavily on the shoulders of Rwanda. Rwanda is always the culprit in all this. It's not FDLR, it's not the government of Congo that should be responsible for its problems and people. It's not the UN, it's not the powerful countries, mainly America, UK, France, etc. No, it's Rwanda. It's Rwanda all the time. And it's M23 because of Rwanda. So it still comes back to Rwanda. It's not FDLR, the remnants of people who carried out genocide here. It's not the government of Congo, for many reasons. Reasons being, I started by saying here that we don't have means, but we have ways. We don't have means, but we have ways. But we don't have means. And that's why, in comparison, Rwanda and Congo, there is more, much more much, much more Congo offers to these people than Rwanda. So naturally, these people must tread carefully when they are dealing with Congo's problems. They must even assist Congo to alleviate their pain by transferring the blame they should have, put somewhere else. And the easiest place to put their blame is Rwanda. When they go to banana plantation, because Africans use a lot of many things they use banana leaves for. The banana leaves they cut are the banana leaves of short banana stems. Those who think they can keep picking, cutting our banana leaves because we are short stems, boy, you don't know how much you have deceived yourselves. Yes, they even say we were accused of stealing the wealth, the minerals of Congo. One thing we are not, and that's what makes us what I've just said. We are not thieves. We work for what we have and what we get. In fact, we are where we are, I think some decent progress, but not really too much. We still have to do a lot. By the way, also on account of the support we get from these people who accuse us or who accept that we actually do that, meaning these powerful countries. They actually give us a lot of support. And if they took time to scrutinize, because they support other countries as well, including the Congo that we are accused so much for what's happening there. They will not find a place where we give value for their money than Rwanda. They will not. I can bet on this. For every dollar they spend on us, they support us with, we will show more for it than anybody they give their money. And it is deliberate, it's not by accident. It's who we are, it's who we want to be, and nobody will take it away from us. But when it comes to trying to cut the banana leaves because we are short stems, they can, or they will discover that you also provide value for money. Meaning, it will actually be costly for them. Now, let me add to that. For the FDLR and the affiliate groups, Rwanda and so on and so forth. And by the way, affiliate groups means also there are some individuals, either whom we have here in prison, who are brought from outside, or others who masquerade around as so-called the opposition, whom we have just left free to mess up themselves until some point when, if need be, to take care of them, take care of them. But why do you think this problem, for example, of FDLR, has been there for the last nearly 30 years? Why? Because you think it's too complicated a problem to resolve? No. I'm beginning to believe something I never believed. But I suspected, but I had no proof and I don't want to believe it. But it's so many years that if you can't find another explanation, then you have to believe it. You can't but not believe that actually somebody, somewhere, wishes this problem to be there forever. Around it, so many things are played. One, it is maybe to check these stubborn troublemakers, but short banana stems. It is to check them. There's always something to. So it's maintained there. And then it spins around for the crimes associated with these people of our history, of our tragedy in Rwanda in 1994, the history before that. They start associating us with the very crimes of these people. It's like they exist because we are doing something wrong. In actual fact, maybe we share in the crime. We share in the crime they committed. So in other words, for the perpetrators and victims of tragic history, we are actually the same. There is no difference. Isn't it the whole narrative since 1994? How we in this country are known for stifling freedoms of people. We are, we violate human rights. Then sometimes when they are talking about the violating of human rights, they point to the people who are here, whom they have labeled opposition leaders, who are associated with this history, that we are violating their rights. Can you imagine? The very people who are associated with genocide, well, here are some of them, many of them outside there, whom they have even sometimes refused to try for their crimes because they can't return them to Rwanda because Rwanda's justice and human rights, and if they return them to Rwanda, they will be denied their justice, their freedom, their human rights. And then we respond to these people and say, okay, if you can't give them to us, here is the evidence. You try them in your courts because you are better than us. And they still don't do that. So what does that mean? What would that mean for anybody who wants to think? And you don't want me to try them for reasons you are giving, that whether false or true. But then how about you? How about you trying them? What's wrong with you? You mean you're questioning your own justice system as well? But on top of that, they still come and point fingers at us, But sometimes there is poetic justice that goes on. Some of these people who refuse to send these people back to us, and we have been begging and showing them all the crimes, and they have refused, and in some cases, these people have gone ahead and committed crimes where these people, are holding them in their countries. And then prompted by that, they quickly now send them to us. Because there is a case where somebody was being accused and we were asking how these people, then this killed somebody else in one of these countries outside who had refused to surrender that person to us. Kills the person, then I think another case raped somebody, and then prompted by that, they start processing to send these people to us. So the first crime of the genocide they carried out here was not bad enough, but they are reminded by somebody violating the rights of one of their citizens. This is what I'm calling sometimes poetic justice. So, if for the last 28 years, this problem has been there, and for the last 20-something, 22 maybe, the UN force was sent to Congo to deal with this situation. On top of the list, being to deal with FDLR and these other genocide groups. And there is not a single day that I know, maybe you do, that these forces ever fought FDLR to try and remove them. But they've been so keen to fight the notorious, or famous, I don't know, M23. That's what happened in 2012. And we warned these people, we were warning them, and saying, you are dealing with half the problem. The other half will come back to haunt all of us. This is not a military issue. This is not a problem you want to resolve by force of arms. It's largely a political problem you need to attend to. You maybe help the Congolese government to address this problem. They ignored us. That's where we are now. But why wasn't this problem resolved for the last 10 years, honestly? Why wasn't it? Those M23, those who fled and came to Rwanda, we put them, we cantoned them in a camp. We gave arms back to Congo. They took the arms. I'm talking about facts here. I'm not. Now, processes started of talking to these people. What do we do with them? And we always gave access to the officials from Congo to go and talk to these people every time. They came here like 20 times. The last I heard of was when they said they wanted the representatives of these people and others. The majority of them went to Uganda. There was a bigger group. And they said they wanted to talk to them, to their representatives, those groups here and those groups in Uganda. They took them to Congo, to Kinshasa actually, supposedly to talk to them and resolve their problems. These people they took spent months in a hotel where they put them. And for those months, not a single government official visited them or came to talk to them. Until they decided to, I don't know whether to escape or do what, and left. Now, the problem comes back to be Rwanda's problem. When they started fighting, don't ask me how or where they came from, but we have had a moment to discuss this openly in meetings of heads of state in Nairobi, and it was clearly demonstrated to the Congolese leaders what had been going on. And the only thing they kept telling us was, no, these people must go back where they came from. And then you ask them, say, where did they come from? or what time do you mean? Because even if you assumed they came from here, where did they come from when they came here? And I asked one simple question in the meeting. I said, we would be wasting our time if we do not answer this question and we continue discussing this issue. I said one simple question. Are these people we are dealing with or having to deal with Congolese or Rwandese or Ugandans? Fortunately, the Congolese leaders answered that they are actually Congolese. Then I said, okay, now we can have a conversation. Because my impression at first was that you were saying that these are Rwandese because they speak Kinyarwanda. Because they are Rwandophones, I hear some people call them that, but they are Congolese. These are citizens of Congo. They have their ancestral homes and things in Congo, not here. Here they are refugees. We have over 80,000 of them as refugees in the camps. So, how do we deal with this issue? How does this issue become Rwanda's issue? Just being associated for convenience? And I can see those translators, I think some people have, I want them to hear this. I can see some people having problems of these headphones. Can you please sort out that problem? Maybe there are those who don't want to hear, that's a different issue. But I want those who want to hear to be able to listen to me, to be able to do so sort out their problems, please. Nonetheless, I will continue. For those who want to hear and for